Tonight, it's the National Football League. It's Week 3 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw on second down. Leach. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. On 1st and 10. Leach.
Open man, that's Malik Neighbors.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Daniel Bellinger.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Giants put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time 70. Five-yard drive, 5 plays.
And it was finished off with a touchdown by Daniel Bellinger.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Burrow on play action.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Burrow.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Here's 2nd and 10.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He finds his man complete. That's Bryant. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 37. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Burrow will throw. That's taken in by Higgins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now it's Burrow. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Henry.
And the Bengals are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Williams is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
3rd and goal. Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Bengals are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds?
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
A throw over the middle taken in, and they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. These two teams all tied after one. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off play action. Leach eluding the pressure right. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Touchdown, Giants! Malik Neighbors, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Open man, the tight end Henry. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. Tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles, and really scatter some people, can't they?
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15.
45 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line.
2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Leach.
That's caught left side by Neighbors.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On first down, Ratliff. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Leach. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now the first carry here for the running back. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one good for 33 and a first. Think he's got some unfinished business after taking that all the way down to the 1?
There's no doubt in his mind that he has unfinished business. How upset would he be, even though he won't show it, if the play call...
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Malik Neighbors,
ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Giants go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Burrow's throw into the hands of Henry here.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And Burrow going to throw again.
It connects quickly to Jamar Chase.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Here's Burrow. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They will throw on first down with Burrow.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
That is caught.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for
Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. Third quarter, here we go. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by Higgins.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Burrow looking to pass. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bryant. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a...
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Trey Hendrickson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw.
Able to find Higgins.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And his kick here is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. possession switching back to the New York Giants. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Leach. Flush to his right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And now they're in the hurry-up. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a Giants first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Leach. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and 2, Leach. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. Looking to throw. Leach flushed out right. He finds his man, complete. That's Curtis. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at? And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown from 3 yards out. And the Giants have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Roquan Smith.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
And that pick 6, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field.
And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly.
Throwing after the interception. Cleary. He's got this one complete to Fountain. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to throw. Cleary.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
They had a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Over the middle, complete. It's Franklin. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Here's Dobbs to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Giants up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the...
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Giants start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
And out now, here come the Bengals. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Cleary. That one's complete to Tomlinson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Looking to throw. Cleary. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw again.
Open man there is Darnell Washington.
And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Complete to Washington.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 7 yards there and a first down. Back to throw again.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
He'll get that complete to Franklin.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 1st and 10, Dobbs escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Dobbs looking to throw on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Franklin. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Throwing here, Dobbs. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make it.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I would.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.